So we've heard your 5 choices, your feel-good songs for today. You mentioned at the beginning the Motor Trade, your sort of new project, and you've got a new release out, Money for Old Rope. Tell us a little bit about the single and how that's all come about.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, my partner just got fed up with me sort of shouting at the radio, and I'd sort of gained a bit of confidence with the country band. I've been very blessed that throughout my kind of inverted commas career, I've always worked with incredible singers, and so I've never really had much sort of faith in my own voice. I've been kind of quite good at I've always done backing vocals, so I know I could hold a tune. But again, with doing the country stuff, we started doing a lot of 3-part harmonies, and so that just had a bit more faith. And then the genesis for it was the drummer from the band, we were called Mexicolas, that's the band that was the Foo Fighters comparison. He out of the blue got in touch because he was getting into mixing, and he said, "Oh mate, have you got anything I could mix?" And the sort of country stuff we were doing, we had all that taken care of. And I was like, well, I haven't really. And then I just thought, do you know what, this is the kick up the bum that I need. So I've got another dear friend who's got his home studio, so I contacted him, and he was like, yeah, sure, come on in. So we started working, and I was a bit sort of nervous about my voice, but he was absolutely fantastic. His name's Tom Livemore, and he's been brilliant. He's sort of kind of helped co-produce it, and he just gave me so much confidence. And again, so much of it is just about just being yourself. Like I said earlier, about playing to your strengths. It's very easy to try and mimic people or to try and copy people. And at the end of the day, you just have to stick to your guns and do your own thing. And hopefully it's kind of different enough, but good enough to kind of, pave the way. So that's what we did. So me and Tom recorded everything and then passed it on to Tim, which again, the beauty of the modern age, he lives down in Frome, actually. Okay. So passed it on down to him. He put the drums on, then he mixed it. And then he just suddenly got an insatiable appetite. So I did the first song, and he's like, have you got another? He did another. He said, you got another? And it just carried on. And I thought about doing an album, and then I thought, yeah, maybe an album, it's out and then it gets lost. So I thought, I don't know if you have ever heard of a band called the Beta Band, but in the late 90s, they were quite lauded for it. They did these sort of 3 seminal EPs. So I thought, oh, instead of an album, let's do 3 EPs. So I did an EP back in March, and then this is Money for Old Rope is the current EP, and it's called the Money for Old Rope EP. Money for Old Rope is the lead song. And that kind of came about. It was a bit of music I'd had lying around, and I had some lyrics and melody, but it wasn't doing it justice. And then I sort of went away and worked at it, and kind of was inspired, magpied a few things from a few people, like melodies, but changed them a little bit. And then was kind of stuck for a theme and something. I think as you get older, I mean, I've got a kid, and when you're younger, I remember watching the news when you're younger about education, and you're just like, doesn't bother me, and then suddenly you get to a point in life where it does bother you, and you become a lot more sort of politically aware, and sort of, without going down a political rabbit hole or anything, And so lyrically, I was inspired by the Conservative Party when they were doing their leadership thing with Boris getting in, and it was just, it makes no difference. It's just, I just suddenly thought, it's Money for Old Rope. It's just the same old, nothing really changes. There's all this bluster, and lots of people, when you listen to the lyrics, lots of people talking loud, but they haven't got much to say. And it's true, nothing really changes. It's just, yeah, so that was sort of the theme for it, and it all sort of kind of came together quite quickly. And then no one's really picked up on it, but I've got this sort of bridge, Here Comes the New Boss, same as it ever was. And then the second bridge, I changed it to Here Comes the New Boss, Looks Like We're Fooled Again. And that was like a little play on the Who's Won't Get Fooled Again. So I tried to slip that in there. And yeah, that's essentially what it's about. It's sort of an indie rock tune. Like I said, it's quite simple, but I've tried to play to lots of just melodies and counter melodies and riffs, and hopefully they get into your head and they're memorable.
And it's great, isn't it, how the universe works in sort of sending us an opportunity that inspires or motivates to get up and do something that you've always wanted to do, but now sort of an opportunity or a framework to get it done in.